What's up, guys? It's that time again. More Doki Literature Club Plus. I'm Mr. Noir. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here to this channel, you have no idea what this game is about specifically, go back and watch the other 3 episodes because I think we're getting to the end of it. I don't know. I don't know, but I hope so. I hope you have enjoyed this journey with me in this very, very, very strange dating simulator known as Doki Literature Club Plus. Yeah, subscribe, leave comments, do all those things. All right, so let's get into this. There's no music playing right now because I wanted to show something. So I was looking at the screen. This is the screen before you boot into the DDLC as it is. I went into settings just to make sure my volume, my levels and all that stuff were good. I went into settings, I'm looking at all this stuff, and then I see this. I see this in the corner. Data collected. What data? What are you collecting? What data? Like, I know, like, in the age of smartphones and Google and all this other stuff, like, all of our data is tracked, like, in real time anyway. So it's not that big of a stretch, but I just thought that was interesting. But let's go! DDLC! You know the song. You know the song. Okay, let's get into this heart-wrenching decision. We have made up our minds as to who we are going with, and by we, me, you, us, huh? Made up our mind as to what we are doing here and who we're going for. So we're going to make that call and see what happens from that point. You can use the skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. Okay. So, ooh, I just got goosebumps loading into this thing, you know? Actually, let me do this. Boop. There we go. So, right now I'm talking to Sayori. Sayori is going through all the things. She's depressed and she wants me to be happy, and she just came and interrupted me and Yuri, my boo thing, and I've committed this point. I have fully committed to Yuri. So I'm sorry, Sayori, but you'll always be my dearest friend. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay. You will always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. Oh, why would I do that? Why would I bring Monica? She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. Oh, this is not it. This is not it, bro. Oh, me. Why, Mr. Noir? Why, Mr. Noir? Why are you doing this, Mr. Noir? God dang it. That's not me. That's Mr. Noir doing that. Oh no. I promise I'll help get things back to the way they were, but she doesn't want that. Stupid. She doesn't want that. I see. Why is she smiling? Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Yeah. Aha, is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? Oh no, Sayori. But I think Yuri might oblige you with that. I should write a poem about this. Sayori, it's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. Oh my god. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Mr. Noir. I'll trust you with anything. Oh no, all of the subtext. No, no, she won't. No, she won't. Anything at all. So, Sayori smiles finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Oh no. Yo, she just tried to go Super Saiyan. Oh, she's so mad. No. She's so mad. She's so mad. I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more I could have done. Because that's a rock in a hard place, right? I can tell you I love you and lie when I'm over here trying to talk up Yuri. But then Yuri's gonna be like, yo, I thought we was getting close and like, I like knives and slicing stuff. Like, oh my God, I'm upset. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But who am I to say what path is right, man? Who am I to tell Sayori what to do? Like, I know we're friends and stuff, but she has to walk her own path. I don't like this game. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. But like, what way were they? Me? You? God, this music. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. I feel like this is misguided. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. Oh no. No. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Mr. Noir. Hi, Monica. How? Nothing weird happened yesterday. You know, nothing at all. Like, nothing with Sayori dropping to her knees and screaming into, you know, the pavement. Nothing weird. Did she text you? I don't think. Did she? Did she text you? For real? You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Oh no. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Why? Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You think that on days it's important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. Exactly. Stop projecting your stuff that you can handle and that you can go through onto other people. Me. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Probably. You should take a little responsibility for her, Mr. Noir. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exactly. This is see? I asked you, Monica, did she text you? And how do you know? Wait, hold on. Wait. Exchange. Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, but what does that mean? Wait. I stammer, embarrassed. Who cares you're the club president? Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That's what I'm saying. About how I basically turned down her confession. That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. It does. We seem like the bad guy. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? No, you don't. You don't, stupid. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. So did I. I haven't stopped getting goosebumps since I started this part. I haven't stopped getting goosebumps since I've started this part of the game. This whole time. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? No, I have all the questions to ask you, and I can't skip it. Ah! They came out really nice. Actually, while we're here, just save that. We'll just save that. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets, laid it on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the ones she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Oh, well, I don't need to read through this one for everyone to get the gist of what's happening here. If you're uncertain, get out of my head. She didn't even finish the last one. She was just writing so much of it. Get out of... Okay. That's a... It's going to be an interesting performance of that. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Yeah, bro. We're we're in the same place. Mr. Noir? What's wrong? No, what do you mean what's wrong? Did you not read this? This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so well, all right. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big a deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they've always been. That's all she needs, and I want to give her. And what I want to give her? How do I read? I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. Oh no! I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? Are you confused now, me? Are we confused now? Whether we want Sayori or Yuri? We need to, Mr. Noir, we need to talk about this. It just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. What do you think is on the other side of this door? Like, leave a response in the comments right now. Pause the video right now. And what do you believe is behind the door? I have my own theories. But yeah, go ahead, pause it, leave a comment. All right, cool. You had enough time? All right. I really didn't want to have to enter a room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh my God! I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! Oh no! Oh my God! What? What the hell? Oh my God! Oh! 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 What did you think? What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? She told you how depressed she was. Ah! Oh man! That was a legitimate jump scare. Fuck. I told her no, it's best and that everything will be okay. Then why would she? I hate this music. I hate this music. What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to be what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Well, reading is so hard. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And I would carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Is that? Wait. What? What? I seen an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention. All right, this is the girl. My neighbor and good friend Sensory. I need a second. I just need a second. This is, it's getting so wild. That legitimately made me jump. But it's not like the foreshadowing was there. All of the fuck okay. You know, the kind of friend you say every day to make yourself, but okay, so why is the game starting over? We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more frequently and get tired and waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me, blah, 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 blah. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Ashiraka catch up to me. I just got an achievement that says start a new game. Wait, what? Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone? I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Mr. Noir. What the Monica? Monica! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. But... what? Hold on. Okay. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. I didn't have any interest in Monica. To having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that, I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity. Publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Monica. Literature. That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find... Why did the music stop? I didn't stop the music. The music did that. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Mr. Noir. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Very easily, like this. No. You see that? No. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Aha, awesome. You're really sweet, Mr. Noir, you know that? I know. It's nothing really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly, there's that word again, follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings up in the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me! Oh, shit! A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Mr. Noir. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri appears to be comparably more mature and timid. Seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yuri, what happened between us? Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Mr. Noir in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait. Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, so far, this is exactly like the first part. Except with out Sayori for obvious reasons. Sorry, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? That would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Mr. Noir? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across the table from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica, yes, sus. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us. She said 3 members, though. She said 3 members. So who's the... Oh, I guess it's including her. Okay, I see. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Ha! Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Hey! That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Mr. Noir, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a way of answering that. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. What? Okay. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up as she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But we've done this. And so I got an achievement for saying it's a new game, but I still see that image in my head. Anyway. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading... Wait. What? Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Fascinating. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. So are they writing out each of these girls? Is it every time I play through it, they're gonna write out a different girl? This is an assumption. I don't know. Like, I feel physically exhausted after that. Because there was just so much put into it. There was so much put into. It was only a couple hours, but like, Jesus. I'd expect that from Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud and Give That Back." Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? Nope. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we shall all share them with each other. That way everyone's even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate together. I did decide to take on responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Mr. Noir? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club! Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Mr. Noir. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one before the festival, then what? Then what? I'm defenseless against these girls. Why? Why are you defenseless, bro? Don't be defenseless. Just cover your eyes and walk out the room. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I'd feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I have decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Mr. Noir? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Mr. Noir, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks me over once more. Mr. Noir, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. What just happened, though? Because when we first got this, it was trying to insert Sayori into the text. But then it was just like, blah, 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 blah. And then it rewrote itself. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. All right, I'm just gonna make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me, and I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? What the fuck? This isn't a poem, bro. This is... What was that? What was that? You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? And it's just a... What was that? What was that? I don't know what that was. All right. I guess we'll still go back for the booth thing. Jesus. We're gonna go continue back with Yuri. Jeez. I already know, like, Yuri's... I don't know how to... I don't know if I have one for this. Oh, there we go. Cute. Climax. I thought she liked that word, yeah. Dark portrait puppy. Pure tenacious. Disoriented, the fireflies, amazing kiss, universe, extraordinary. Strawberry, tragedy. Email bubbles, horror. Destiny, infallible, unrestrained. Comfort, determination, agonizing. Anger, lust, uncontrolled, disarray. Explode, headphones. Also, shout out to a friend of mine that I didn't know this until she was watching the playthrough, that they respond to what you click. I had no idea. Shows you how, like, focused I can get. I didn't realize that they were bouncing up and down to, if you select the word that they find. I'm gonna save over that. Captive. Disaster. Melancholy. Incongruent. Rainbow chocolate. Despise. Beauty shopping sensation. Unending. Going for Yuri still, because that didn't happen the first time. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging. Yuri, what's wrong with your face? What's wrong with your face? Yuri, I don't know if you saw your face, but what's wrong with your face? The music's kind of off too. Like a little bit. They're like faster, but like half a second. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you had any plans to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, you're in front of the text. Monica, you're in front of the text. Natsuki, tell Monica to get behind the text. I can't read. Natsuki. Holy shit. There was actual literal thunder. There was actual thunder that just happened, and I'm so on edge right now that scared the mess out of me. I'm so tense. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Mr. Noir. Well, make sure to put your comfort first. Yuri shoots Natsuki. Wait, is it tilted all of a sudden? Has it always been tilted? Am I losing my mind? Does it look a little off? Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Oh God. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Oh no, it's not that. I want to try to be part of this club. And so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? Yeah, I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help this music. I hope you should get started on something like that if you like. Yuri reaches in her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. It was tilted! It was! I'm like, I'm not losing my mind, but it looks like a little bit shifted. Ah, maybe I am losing my mind. What's real? Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she's lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Yuri, that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused and if I was focused, I can't read today. I can't read today. What happened to Sayori? I mean, we know what happened, but they just like wrote her out on the new game. Ugh. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so. That's the book you just gave me, right? There's no just in that sentence, I added it. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Uh-huh. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and relatable. I don't know what this voice is. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. I like the glance, the quick glance. She's like, I'm really... That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Mr. Noir? No, it's not that. I enjoy horror, but the fuck? I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just this kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all... But because the world is full of all horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then sudden... Whoa. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, my whole body... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading. Right? What is happening? I'm so skittish. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. All right, is it fine if I... What is with your face? Why can't I read the book right now? Yuri, why can't I read the book right now? She's freaking out because I'm about to read the book. What's wrong with me reading the book right now? Why can't I read the book right now? I want to read the book. What's wrong with me reading the book? I sit into the seat next to Yuri's. Look at his face. What? I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone else. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. All right. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book.
But she's selfishly looking at my book.
It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. Wait, what did that say? I was just bathing in the... What? What did that say? What did it say? I was bathing in the feeling of something? Yuri, you don't really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry, I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it opens up. Oh, God. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this kind of makes it difficult to turn the page. Saving. Here. Something bad's gonna happen here, isn't it? This is gonna be another jump scare. There's gonna be another jump scare for me because this music all... It's all nice, and this game is not nice. No part of this game is nice. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. This is why my friends are like, you know, because like, you can be into horror stuff. Like, I like the movies, but like, nah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Like, super heightened senses right now. That way, I turn the page, Yuri slides her thumb to flip to the side, but in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. As I feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Hey! To turn the page. Sorry. I think I can get a bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character reminds me of you a little bit. I was not expecting that reaction. I was not expecting that reaction. I was not expecting that reaction. What? She's like,
Huh? It reminds you of me?
No. I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Is Yuri tied to the book? That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Are you feeling all right? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. No, I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. All right, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Mr. Noir, did something happen just now? Yeah. If you were literally in the same classroom as we were, which you are, and we started reading this book, and then Yuri got this crazy look on her face. Like, yeah, something happened. I don't know. I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. What? Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. All right, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. We're coming up on an hour right now. So, you know what? Let's do the poems and then we'll call it. I already know Natsuki's gonna just butcher it. So let's go to Monica. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem and wanted her to put in the effort. Hey, Mr. Noir, having a good time so far? Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha! Don't worry, Mr. Noir, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? but it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. That's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Mr. Noir. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her, but that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. We all just started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Huh. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. So I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Ha! It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other anyway. Here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. All right. We will save here. And we will call this another part. I guess I started a new game. But I still want to keep going because I want to know what's happening. It's getting very strange. So we will keep it going. I hope you enjoyed this next part of Doki Doki Literature Club. Please like and subscribe, turn on the bell, do the notification thing so you can catch each one of these episodes as they come out, because I want to get to the end of this and really see what happened. But I think I did get to the end, and then I don't know. But thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.